Hi, this is Misako. In my last video, I talked about finding the courage to speak up. It was about reclaiming my voice, setting boundaries, and honoring my truth after years of being silent. Today, I want to share something that feels just as personal, but in a different way. Not about pain, but about love, about why I teach, and why Japanese, of all things, became the language of connection for me. I've realized that the moments that truly stay with me aren't when students get everything right in a grammar exercise, but when we share a moment of understanding that goes beyond language. A moment of kindness, of curiosity, of mutual respect. That's when I feel most alive as a teacher. We often hear that strong people win, or that those who speak the loudest are the ones who get heard. But I feel something shifting. More and more, I sense that we are living in a time where being kind, being open, being gentle, those things matter deeply. And language learning can be a part of that shift. As a Japanese teacher, I don't teach what's in the textbook. I do share what's considered correct in formal Japanese, but I also talk about how people actually speak. I explain why a certain word might feel cold, or why a phrase might come across as too direct in some contexts. And then I offer my own perspective. This is how I say it, but others might feel differently. Let's think about what fits best for you. This approach isn't something I came up with my own. I learned it while studying Japanese language education. When I was teaching in Japanese elementary schools, I had to follow strict standards. Students had to memorize correct Japanese and use it to pass tests. The system has its reasons, but it's not the only way. Now that I teach Japanese as a second language, I see my role differently. My students aren't here to just pass tests. They want to understand real Japanese, to connect with people, to use language in a living way. That's why they ask about dialects, casual phrases, and cultural nuances. They are not just learning how to say things, but why people say them. And here's the beautiful part. They care. They study not because they have to, but because they want to. They want to avoid hurting others with their words. They want to show respect. They want to understand what lies beneath the surface. That kind of motivation touches me deeply, because I used to be on the other side too. When I was learning English, I had to let go of some of my beliefs to truly absorb the language. I had to open myself to different perspectives. It was hard at first, but then I began to enjoy it. This shift in how I saw the world through language. Now I want to offer that experience back to others. Not just the language, but the mindset. Teaching Japanese isn't just about giving information. It's about co-creating meaning. It's about helping someone find their voice in a new language, while also noticing how our own voices evolve in the process. That's why when I thought about creating videos on YouTube, the first people I wanted to speak to were my students. Not because I want to impress them, but because I see how much effort they put in. I see how seriously they take this journey, and that makes me want to be serious too. Not in a heavy way, but in a heartfelt one. Because real dedication reaches real dedication. Because honesty resonates with honesty. Because when someone learns a language with love and care, I want to meet that with the same energy. That's the kind of learning place I want to build. That's the kind of world I want to help shape. I believe we are living through a turning point in history. Our parents' generation often taught us, keep quiet, don't make a fuss, endure is the right thing to do. But today, a different movement is rising around the world. We are beginning to say, wait, that's not okay. Let's talk about this. Let's change this. We are rethinking long-held ideas like what it means to be a woman or a man, why talking about periods or emotions should be taboo, why being silent is seen as mature, but speaking up is called dramatic. These shifts aren't only happening in Asia or in the West. They are everywhere, across cultures, across generations. Because more and more people are realizing words matter, voices matter, kindness matters. When I raise my voice, I do it for myself. But I also believe it will ripple out and help others. That's why I want to speak especially to my learners. They are already investing their time and money into learning something they care about. They are already choosing to grow, even when it's hard. And I feel a quiet resonance between that and the path I'm walking. They are not here to consume. They are not chasing trends. They show up week after week, choosing courage over comfort. Even if it's not loud or emotional, it's real. That's why I believe when we speak from the heart, gently but truly, someone, somewhere will feel it. This project, this voice I'm trying to grow, it started for me. But I hope it becomes part of something bigger. Something that helps shape the kind of world I want to live in. A world where kindness is power and where listening is strength. And if I want to start somewhere, I want to start with the people who already show me that kind of kindness. The ones who choose to learn with me, not because society demands it, but because their heart leads them there. That's where I want to begin. Thank you for listening. 聞いてくれてありがとう。またここで会えたら嬉しいです。